Hey, Jekyll, how's it going tonight? It was good. It was a lot of fun. I always love going to Magic Cons. I try to go to as many as I possibly can. They're always a really good time. Definitely recommend if you haven't been to one before. Probably the graveyard deck. Drew that, which is phenomenal. I'm glad to be back. I do really enjoy streaming. It's a good time. I really enjoy it. PT did not go well, but that's all right. Can't win them all, unfortunately. But overall, it was a good weekend. Had a lot of fun. Got to hang out with Jaff for a little bit, which was a good time. Haven't seen him in a little while. So we attack for 2 here. Then I'm going to double block with the Vermin Rats and kill it. That's fine. So we'll make it indestructible. Mainly because we just want to discard a card here. But it was a lot of fun. First PT played in, first paper PT, so it was fun to get to play some Magic against the best players in the world. It's always a good time. I would like to put buon into play. Ooh, which one of these do we want to put over? Probably a Helping Hand, huh? Hey, Caliper, how's it going? That's a sick little emote. I like the squid. That's sick. Oh, it is very telling when you play against like pro level Magic players how different it is than playing just normal games of Magic. It is crazy how different it feels. They're just like, no, I'm usually I can get like a slight advantage when playing paper Magic against a lot of different people, but like when you're playing against the best players in the world, there's no incremental like tiny advantage you're gonna get by being just better most of the time because they're just as good at Magic as anyone else in the world is. It's just nuts how good they are. I'm supposed to discard the Burst Lightning. Nah, we discard the land. It's so much fun. Definitely would recommend like giving it a shot if you can. Playing RCQs and RCs when given the opportunity. So it's so cool. Baby, I want that to blow. Definitely want to block. We just need to try to chunk in as much as we can. Another Oculus. Oh, we can even cast it. That's so good. Attack for 5 in the air. Play second eyeball. I really wanted to try this list out last night, but we ran out of time. But this list looks really cool. Just like a really monument-centric deck. Probably just want the Ghost Vacuums. Like, want anything else? Could bring in the Exercise or the Destroy Evils. Since the Torches are pretty bad. Maybe bring in 2 Destroy Evils, 2 Ghost Vacuums. Call it good. Dude, Monument is a blast to play. I've had so much fun the games we played it. So, I think that's a really hard question to ask. Or, like, a hard question to answer. Is what you're supposed to do with the first Monument trigger. Because it really depends on what the game state looks like. What you're supposed to do first. I think more often than not, you're supposed to like leverage the card draws off it. I think first, and then start going for damage, unless you're really far ahead and they're at like 6 or 9 life, and you know you can kill them over 2 turns. The Monument's so contextual on what you're supposed to be doing every turn, depending on what board states look like, what's in your hand, what opponent has going on. The mill to critter. I would like to put an eyeball into the graveyard. That is a lot of recommissions. It is nice that you can also recommission Monument, which is pretty cool. They have 2 critters in the graveyard, so they cannot cast a 5-mana removal spell. Currently. Right, Overwhelming Remorse, I don't think they can cast yet. Well, they can't cast Note with Affliction. That is a thing they can do. I don't remember seeing a Note with Affliction in these lists. Am I playing 1 on the board? Or 2 on the board? Things are getting bad for us. Kind of hope they just cast one of those haunting things so we can throw the Oculus in the graveyard and recast. Oh, there's Souls of the Lost, second Overlord. Okay, it's a fair thing to do. That is too many eyeballs, game. Too many eyeballs. Yep, Overwhelming Remorse, draw a card. A very different game when they turn 2 to Beanstalk than the first game. We just ran him over with an Oculus. Another Overwhelming Remorse. There's nothing we can do here. We just have to rebuy our Oculus and hope for the best here. See if we can sneak game 3 off here. Still don't think we want the Laurens. Or the Sheltered. They've got so many like cheap removal spells, it's not worth it. Price of the Helping Hand away. What about Guardian plus Monument, which is nice? Like, as many discard effects as we want for our Monument. The vermin. The vermin is here. Elegant Parlor is not particularly great draw. And also, like, put Monument into play this turn if we really want to. Even with the tap land, we can just discard it and then recommission it. Not really the way I would like to put it into play, but... Alright, I'd much rather just cast it. So let's just cast it. Attack for 2. That's fine, we'll just make it indestructible. And I think we just draw a card here. So even though we have a 1 damage mark, the -1/-1 won't kill our creature. Because it still has, technically still has a toughness. How many critters do they have in their graveyard? 1, 2, 3. Okay. See, this gets turned into a 4 or a 2/2. It did not. I think on their end step, I do just want to draw another card. I think the history, or the another Benalia is not great. I keep wanting to call it History Benalia. That's not what that card is. I mean, we should turn this into another Moment. Or a Monument. That seems pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I know, good old times is right. It's every time I see this card, I'm just like, History Benalia. I remember back in the day when History Benalia was a card I could play. Back in my day. I miss good old History Benalia. Does that exile? It does. Well, let's go ahead and discard a land and draw 2 cards here. Hey, Desert, how you doing today? I think they should reprint History Benalia. I would love to get some Knights going again. That was a good times. Another Overwhelming Remorse. Not shocked they're keeping that. I think I'm supposed to just buy back our Guardian of New Benalia. I think we're just supposed to, like, go for, like, attempted kill on opponent. Just dome them for 6. Pass. Dome them for 6. Untap, dome them for 6. Good. Yeah, when making 2 2/2s was worth a mythic. Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't think it probably would fly so well anymore. Like to discard a land and dome you for 6. I guess we could just also draw 2 cards too. Seems not so bad. Well, it turns out having two monuments in play is in fact good, in case anyone was wondering. This deck is amusing, and I like it. I think we were supposed to earlier. I think we waited a little too long to start dealing the 3. I think we were supposed to do it like a turn earlier. I think is what like the actual answer was there. Yeah, I mean, it did work out for us, but... Domain? Doing hit our land drops. We need to make sure we get this history down, or this enduring monument down. Do I want to fear this turn? Or do I want to make sure I can put monument in play next turn? I probably want to fear this turn. I think that's probably fine. It does. It adds up incredibly quickly. I don't think there's any wastes that are in standard currently. I do not believe. Could be wrong on that, but I think that's correct. I'd like to attack for 2 whole damage with my fear. No, I don't think wastes were ever banned. Oh, I should put that in the graveyard. Probably not, since there are pain lands in standard. That and I don't think there's anything we need right now that needs color, like actual colorless mana, like technical colorless mana. Attack for 2. Opponent does have mana to Zermi whenever they want. We have too many helping hands. That's not a very good draw either. I think Domain is about to fun police us, chat. I think they're about to show us why playing kind of nonsense decks are a little off the meta, or a little rough. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of Unearth. I mean, Brothers War had a few Unearth cards in it, like this. There's the Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I think it's Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Yeah, Phyrexian Dragon Engine as well. This is true. The Domain deck is the best deck in Standard right now. Yeah, I'm not really sure what all the different Unearth cards are in Standard right now. They get to put Overlord into play here. Let's pick the Fear up. We'll discard the Torch to the Tower. We have nothing that gets this out of play in our deck right now, I don't think. Yeah, we're just dead to that right now. Okay, let's go to game 2. The Overlord is too much. Do you get Lawrence? Do you want the Lithomanix, probably? Oh, not the Shelter by Ghost. Get out of here. Seems fine. Need to be able to blow up their Leyline bindings so they can't keep our monuments out of play. All we need to do is stick a monument, keep it in play for like 3 or 4 turns, we should be fine. That is asking a lot, but... Monument is like the way we're going to win this matchup if we're going to have a chance. We need to get that value out of the monument. Not a huge fan of this hand, but I think it's keepable. Another monument's not a bad draw. Oh, that would have been such a good draw the turn earlier. Go, go, monument. Yep, Leyline Binding that one. Play another one. If we can find a land, we can Guardian of New Benalia and Exercise in the same turn to get our other monument back, which would be sick. I don't really care that much about a Rest in Peace. The Oculus is kind of like the backup plan anyway. Let's go ahead and Guardian of New Benalia. I'm going to discard Oculus and draw a card and see if we can find an untap land. Actually, I guess we can just make a treasure token. That's probably better. Make a treasure token, exile this. Alright, on their turn we can just draw 2 cards and dome them for 6, and then do the same thing on our turn. I would like to draw 2 cards. Well, I would like to make it indestructible again. Stop there. Attack for 2. So, we already had drawn, or... Well, that probably was better to draw 2 on our turn. I forgot we used the first one to make a treasure. I thought we used the first one to draw a card. That would have been better. Drawn just an extra card there. Draw a card, draw a card. Okay, this is cute, and I like it. I like the Guardian synergy here. It's so good. I don't know how we ever win this matchup without drawing a monument, but that felt good. That's right, crushing them. Crush that domain deck. Can't keep that hand. Guess we keep this hand. Let's throw Phyrexian Dragon Engine away. It does. Yep. This deck, if you have a knight plus a monument or a knight plus 2 monuments, you burn them down really, really fast. Not to mention knight or Guardian is incredibly hard to kill. It's like the most awkward thing for them to try to deal with. Your move, opponent. Burn them to the ground. Who'd have thought our bolt enchant or bolt artifact is good enough? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Not a Rest in Peace. How do we ever beat a Rest in Peace, chat? That doesn't do it. Attack for 2. Oh, I should have enlisted, right? Yeah, that was a mistake. I don't know how my cards work, chat. Don't mind me. That's probably bad for us. They always have the leyline binding. Fortunately, making that indestructible doesn't do us anything. Doesn't do us any good. It was a good draw. Let's go ahead and crack the leyline binding. Attack for 2. We're getting there, chat. We're getting there. That is hilarious. Is it? So it must be pretty good in there. I feel like that's probably like a really good place for that card to be. The 5 damage doesn't really matter. We have to barrage this thing. Go ahead. Can we get there, chat? Hopefully I don't have another Zur. Be awkward. The Beanstalk's not particularly great for us either. Yep, take 5. You got it. Hit me. I have to have like a white overlord or something post-combat if they want to attack with that. What a weird attack. I want to cast Monument before we attack because there's a chance they might try to like get lost one of our Guardians of New Benalia, and I want to be able to get value out of it if we're trying to keep it alive. Rides, and that's fine. I mean, I think we're on the aggro plan here. Bolt them. Exiling is cheating, I agree. How dare they exile our creatures? We have our nice, indestructible creature, and they're like, nah, exile it. Get out of here. As long as we can keep our Guardian New Benalia alive, we win next turn, so... Are we supposed to draw a card with this thing? I don't think we are. It doesn't matter because I guess they're killing this, but... The Savage Doppelgang's a little annoying. It's dead. Opponent doesn't know, but we have a monument in our hand. Yeah, stop the Beanstalk. Do it. I would like to cast a Monument to Endurance. Oh! Oh, that sucks. Yep. They brought in negate, too? Savage. This was very Sunfall-esque, huh? It is. The new deck to expect on the ladder. I would love to draw a card. Ooh, piece of candy. Yeah, we need to draw another card. The card we drew is pretty bad. Mega Critter Indestructible. So we could draw that's even good here. Oh, nothing now. Yes, sir. You're not wrong. There is an Esper card. Coincidence? I think not. All we need is for them to have 4 lands in hand and a land on top of their deck. And this Phyrexian Dragon Engine can go all the way. It is. It is. It's basically the same card. It's the same as Rafine. Man, they brought in multiple negates? Yeah, we're dead here. We don't need one card in our deck that can kill him here, right? No. I guess we wait, we block. This matchup is closer than I thought it was going to be. I think we definitely have like the tools to win this game, or this matchup. Just got a little unlucky. Give me my Guardian back. Alright, you got me. I'm done experiencing the pain of the beans. And it felt much smoother. This was a 5-0 list that I grabbed off of MTGO, technically. But it feels decent. I don't hate it. What was the list you were looking at? Was it much different than what I'm playing here? Not playing them up. What are you playing instead? I like the idea of this deck quite a bit. Are you gonna let me draw a card? Thanks, opponent. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Let's go. The most powerful of standard Magic cards. Unearth. So we get the Scrap Shooter out of play here. Not the worst exchange for us here. Oh, Charter Course. I do like that. Oh, Pyroclasm in the main, too. Surrock? What do you do? Other creature you control have trample. Whenever the non-token creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's haste. I also got Ford and Nemesis in the board and Chandra's. We'll try that list out next. That list actually looks pretty clean. I like that. 6-1 currently. I think I like that list a lot better. I like the sideboard better, too. Not really sure how we're supposed to kill that thing. Tag and hope they block, I guess. Oh, Monument's not a bad draw. Anytime your opponent attacks with a 2/2 double striker into your 6/5, I would probably take that as an assumption they have something. I think that's one of the changes I want to make to Esper Pixie when I ever pick it back up again, is playing a Destroy Evil in the main over the Go for the Throat. I think it's probably just better. Honestly, I think at this point I'm just bolting them. A bill? So bristly. Oh, they even have the Fabled Password to go with it? Nuts. We only have one white source? That sucks. Because there's Cassioculus. That's okay, so I'm just going to recommission this. I'm going to bolt opponent. Play an Oculus. We can only leave one card. I guess we could leave two cards. We want to leave land sorcery, I think makes the most sense. We have instant in hand. I'm going to leave land in hand too. I want to put the instant in the graveyard to get us closer to Delirium again. Alright, we got the Mono Green Menace. Let's go. We don't want Sheltered Begos against them. We definitely want the Destroy Evils and the Exercise. They didn't play any... I'm sure they're on Land of Werewolves. I think we'd rather have the Burst Lightnings over the Torch the Towers. Bring in like 2 Sheltered by Ghosts. I don't know how I really feel about that, but I think that's fine. Cut a Mutt. That's the thing. I think the Chandra... I was playing a deck earlier today, and I think Chandra is like the key for these mid-rangey red decks to be able to beat Domain. Card, I think, just is a house against the Domain decks. This hand's also just like not keepable, I don't think. We'll just throw Sheltered by Ghost back and keep, I guess. Oh, that was supposed to be... No, we're supposed to draw that and then put this in the graveyard from our Elegant Parlor. Come on, deck. Don't do us dirty like this. This thing dies. Really don't want them to play a 4-drop this turn. I think that's worth overkilling the Up the Beanstalk. They're not going to be able to do anything to draw a card this turn. Oh, I guess I get Overlord, but... I can get the treasure tokens. I can't exile it, so... I do think we exile this, though, and just kind of hope that their hand isn't particularly great. This Mothborn Hydra is going to be a problem, chat. I think we're about to get Hydra'd. Maybe they won't have a land. Well, that's not good. Yeah, exactly. Well, we're backing in. The Mossborn Hydra. Turns out when the Mossborn Hydra lives, it's very difficult to win the game. This is a very good hand for what our deck wants to do. One third land, go Guardian into Monument. Hopefully it's good enough to win. The Beanstalk is here. I was probably supposed to attack there. Scoos I do not care about. Am I supposed to bolt them and or draw a card here? I think I'm supposed to bolt them. No, I'm supposed to draw a card. That's fine. You got it. We're not going to be able to reanimate that. Second monument. So, if they try to be cute and try to exile this right away, we actually can put our Oculus into play if they make a mistake. I think we'll just recommission. Let's discard the land and bolt them. Double bolt. Oh, opponent. That was a mistake. So, since they did that now, we get to recommission back the Oculus into play. Your move, opponent. Probably lose a monument here, I would assume. We'll draw cards in response. Oh, just Gold Vein Hydra? Can beat a Gold Vein Hydra. End step, let's discard this draw 2, and then we'll bolt them. That's just dead now. Man, those monuments kill people really quick, turns out. I I'm going to try this list that Gore posted and try this out. Basically the same thing we're playing, just a little bit different. What am I missing? Oh, Chandra's probably. Yeah, I don't have one Chandra. That makes sense. I burned through all my wild cards. Alright, let's give this a shot. Yeah, like being able to just, if you have 2 monuments to play, being able to just draw 2 and then discard another card to, or like 6 them is just nuts. We'll get them all back. I'm not too worried about it. As soon as we get a standard metagame challenge, last time the standard metagame challenge came up, we gained like 40 rare wild cards and like 12 or 13 mythic wild cards. We usually have pretty good success during the metagame challenges to get a bunch of wild cards. That's right, we don't need the wild cards. Who needs wild cards? A little more afraid of this monastery sphere. Shall we put the fear into him, chat? Ooh, piece of candy. We can put eyeball into play next turn? How lucky. How are you doing, Jonathan? That is really rude. I would like to place one Borden Oculus into play. Final Fantasy comes out... It's not the next set, it's the set after, so probably... Oh, I'd have to look. I think it comes out in June? May? Probably May. I think April's when the next set comes out, so probably May. I mean, I'll block. If you got a Monstrous Rage or a Burn spell, it's fine with me. Save a couple points of damage. Yeah, we got lots of time. Oh, we should get a cast another Oculus. Oh, so lucky. Attack for 5. More eyeballs.